குட் மார்னிங் சார்.
குட் மார்னிங் மேம். அமுதா மேம் வந்துட்டீங்களா?
மார்னிங் சார். இப்பதான் சார் அன்மியூட் பண்ணேன்.
சரிங்க மேம், சரிங்க மேம். ஒரு 4 minutes இருக்கு ஹயாத்.
சரிங்க சார்.
பரமசிவம் சார் அன்மியூட் ஆயிட்டாரு.
சார் கோ ஹோஸ்ட் தான் சார், அவரே மியூட் பண்ணி அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார்.
கேட்கலாமா?
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello sir, கேக்குதா?
மேம் கேக்குது மேம். வந்துட்டீங்களா?
குட் மார்னிங் சார். குட் மார்னிங் சார்.
மேம் குட் மார்னிங். உங்க வீடியோ
ஏ மேடம் குட் மார்னிங்.
வந்துட்டீங்க மேம். பாத்துட்டோம் உங்களை.
மேம் குட் மார்னிங் மேம்.
மேம் குட் மார்னிங்
சார். குட் மார்னிங் சார்.
பையன் நல்லா இருக்காங்களா?
பையனுக்கு தான் சொல்ல முடியல, சாப்பிடவே மாட்டீங்களா?
எல்லாரும் கேட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க. 154 பேர் கேட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஹயாத் வாட்ச்மேன்ஸ் அதிகமா வந்துட்டாங்க. 156 வந்துட்டாங்க. சார் கொஞ்சம் பரமசிவம் சார் குட் மார்னிங். வணக்கம் 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 வணக்கம்
சார். குட் மார்னிங்.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாமா?
பண்ணிடலாம் மேடம், பண்ணிடலாம்.
ஹயாத்
சார் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடுங்க ஆஃபீஸில்.
Good morning everyone. So now we are starting this webinar. So to deliver the welcome address, I would like to invite Dr. Muthukam sir.
Most respected principal Dr. Captain J. Kumar, most respected resource person of this webinar Dr. Paramasivan, respected staff members of our department, respected staff members of our college and from other colleges, and my dear students participants. A very good morning to one and all. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all for this webinar. Of course, this is the third webinar we are conducting today within a month period. We have already conducted 2 webinars. First one was conducted on 30th to May, I think, and the second one was on the 6th of this month. The second webinar was addressed by our today's chief guest on the topic of research grant opportunities. Actually, I can say this third webinar is a follow-up webinar, and we are having it today. During the discussion session at the second webinar, some of our participants were requesting us to conduct a webinar in this current topic. I mean, the how to write the project proposal. Actually, that was the spark for us to have this third webinar, and I'm extremely thank them for being a spark for this webinar to happen today. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to you all for participating in this webinar, and thank you very much.
Thank you sir. Now I would like to invite Professor Sivasankari ma'am to introduce the chief guest.
Morning to all. My warm greetings. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the chief guest, Professor Paramasivam, to the teaching fraternity, and also to the faculty members from different colleges who are watching this program. I will say a few words about our respected speaker, Professor Paramasivam, who is in the lip of all faculty members who belong either to the Commerce Department or to the Department of Management Studies. I don't exaggerate when I say that our speaker, Professor Paramasivam, is not only an eminent scholar but also a man of professional ethics. He has published 150 articles both at the national level and the international level, which are not only interesting but also thought-provoking ones. Though he has put in 20 years of service in EVR College, the crown in his career are the research project that he has successfully completed. Thank you all for having spared your valuable time to watch this program.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Dr. Paramasivan sir to take up the seminar.
Okay. Most respected the principal of this college, respected head of the department, faculty members, and participants from various places. Good morning, one and all gathered here. So I am very happy to be here as a resource person to share my experience and views relating to writing research proposal. So we know very well, as academicians, the teaching, learning is a continuous process. Apart from that, we must commit some kind of research and developmental activities for the purpose of the development of the institution as well as our students' community. For that purpose, the government of India has given lot of opportunities for committing or involving research and developmental activities by the way of financial support. So now we can say n number of funding agencies are available. So lot of opportunities are available to receive grant from various funding agencies in India as well as in the world. But fortunately, our staff members are not able to utilize, or our staff members are not aware about these kind of funding opportunities, where we can apply, how to apply, what are the opportunities are available, how to write a research proposal. These are some kind of blindness with our faculty members. So I am not saying all the faculty members like this. Some of the faculty members are having, there is no idea about how to receive the fund. Even if those who are interested to get the fund from any funding agency, if they are going to getting any guidance from any eminent professors or eminent persons, they may be given some wrong directions, or they may given some negative words, so that they are not able to utilize or they are not able to involve this kind of activities. But I can say this webinar program will be very useful. It will be eye-opener. Even it may be a very simple manner. So I can say, so all the participants will get some kind of inputs with the help of this kind of webinar. So with these few words, I would like to discuss about my presentation about that is the art of writing research proposal. So here, first we have to understand, we know very well what is research. Research is nothing but, it is a powerful instruments, or we can say it is a powerful terms which is used to investigate, or which is used to find out lot of information or inputs or methods and methodology for the purpose of sophisticated life of the human beings. So we have to understand why the research is going to be undertaken. Normally we can say the research can be classified into two types, that is academic research and non-academic research. You can say, for example, suppose you are going to involve any kind of research for the purpose of obtaining a MPhil degree or PhD degree or DLit degree or DSc, this kind of research is called as the academic research. That means this research consists of certain formalities and procedure which is prescribed by the concerned university or institutions. So we can do our research only based on certain formalities. For example, so if I want to submit a PhD thesis, that thesis pages should be like this, the chapter should be like this. So all the direction is given by the university. Accordingly, I have to submit my thesis. So that is the academic research. Apart from that, the next one is called as a non-academic research. For example, the first intention of any faculty member will be the academic research. So I must receive one degree, PhD degree. For that purpose, I do some kind of research. It may be with follow some formalities or not, or without following any formalities, or I have even if I don't have any research knowledge, I can do some kind of research for the purpose of obtaining the PhD degree. After getting the PhD degree only, we can understand some things about research. So I can say frankly, during my PhD, I don't know anything about research. After getting my PhD only, I know some things about research. Still, I am learning some things about what is research, how to do the research, what is sampling, what is research problem. All things are, even now I am getting. Though I have guided more than 20 PhD scholars, even now I am getting lot of information from various places and various persons and various materials, because the research is a continuous process. We are getting a lot of updates. So these kind of things are called as a academic research. So now we are going to discuss only about the non-academic research. That means the non-academic research. After completing my PhD, what I will do? So suppose I am going to apply any grant to any funding agencies. So that kind of research is considered as a non-academic research. Normally, the difference between the academic and non-academic research is, non-academic research is unique. This research is focusing on a particular problem, or this research will be happen to find out a solution for a real life problem. So for that purpose only we are doing some research. For that kind of research only the funding agencies are providing lot of grants for undertaking this kind of research. For examples, you can say UGC, DST, ICSSR, DRDO, TNDST, TANSCI, and lot of funding agencies are there. They are providing financial assistance for conducting non-academic research. So here today we are going to discuss about how to write a research proposal. That means non-academic research proposal. It is not related with preparing the PhD or any other things. Then why research? The next question is why research? Normally the research will give some insights in the field of the knowledge, the development of knowledge, the research is going to be undertaken, or the innovations. You can say that innovation, lot of innovations nowadays available. How it is possible? Only because of the research. Then advancements, we can say a lot of technological advancements are available. How it was possible? Only because of the research, then technology. So these are some of the very important purpose of the research. Then what are the quality of a good research? You have to see what are the quality of the research. The research should be systematic. That means whenever you are going to undertake any kind of research activities, it should be follow step-by-step procedure, and that should be a logic. That means there is a valid reason should behind the conducting of the research. Then empirical, that is the empirical evidence is also very essential for undertaking or conducting any kind of research and research activities. Then replicable, that means the research should provide some opportunity for conducting the further research. That is called as a replicable. Then the last one is called as a result oriented. Every research must have some result. That result should be socio-economic reliability. Then only this research will be considered as a original research or the real research. So these all are considered as a quality of a good research. Now we are going to discuss about how to write a research proposal. Before you are going to writing a research proposal, you must think some important points, because writing a research proposal is not that much of complicated aspects. The only thing is you should know some techniques and some inputs. If you know this kind of techniques and inputs, definitely you can prepare a research proposal that can be submitted to any funding agency. Definitely the funding agency will consider your proposal. The only thing is you must know some kind of techniques and strategy. First, you have to understand what do I want to study. First, suppose I want to write a proposal. What do I want to study? What I want to study, that much of clarity I must have. Then why the topic is important? Why I am going to taking this topic? This kind of information is also very important. You have to consider before you are going to writing a research proposal. Then how it significant with the subject area cover? Is there any significance of this subject area or this topic? That kind of information also we have to consider. Then what problem will it help solve? So how this research problem will help to solve the real issues in the society or in the industry or in this context. So that kind of things also very important to understand. Then how does it build upon research already conducted in this topic? So already some topics, so because the research is not a new one, it is a continuous process. Definitely in this topic, some studies were conducted in the earlier period. So how this topic will be unique or different from the earlier topic or the existing topic. So that point of also we have to consider. Then can I get it done in the time available? The another thing is, can I complete this project within the time prescribed manner? It may be 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, or even sometimes it is a minor research project. The time duration will be 1 year. So within the 1 year, can I complete this task? That kind of things we have to understand before you are going to write your research proposal. Then very important topic in this area is the thrust area. What is that thrust area? So even somebody's are asking question to me, sir, I want to submit one proposal. Please tell one topic, sir. Please tell one good topic or very recent topic. So it is not a correct question, or no one can say a correct answer for this kind of question, because the area of the research is not related with the other's point of view. You cannot seek any assistance or any guidance to formulate or to decide the area of research for your research. You only decide your research topic, you only decide your research area. The thrust area means what are the very important and apt area which is available for your research. That is very important things. You can see the thrust area in any funding agency. For example, if you want to do research or you want to submit a research proposal to ICSSR, in the case of ICSSR, they have given the thrust area. Even now it has opened for IMPRESS. For example, if you want to apply a research proposal to IMPRESS, the IMPRESS has identified 11 thrust areas. In that 11 thrust areas, any one thrust area, in the any one thrust 11 thrust area, you have to submit a research proposal. You need not deviate, you need not find out a new thrust area. In that thrust area only, you have to submit your proposal. That is the thrust area. That means mostly identified by the funding agency. Most of the funding agency has given their thrust area for a particular period. It will change every year. For example, if you take the National Commission for Women, they have identified some of the thrust area for the year 2019-20. In 2020-21, they will find out some other thrust area. So accordingly, you have to submit your research proposal. You should not submit your own thrust area proposal to any one funding agency. This is one important point you have to consider. Another important point is, suppose if you see that UGC, in that UGC or STRIDE, you cannot find out any thrust area. Then if there is no thrust area is available or mentioned in the funding agency, what you will do? You have to do your own project. That means own topic, own disciplines. It should be a social relevance. Even though I am plans to commerce, most of the commerce PhD or research thesis are related to financial performance, that is the stress management, consumer satisfaction, job satisfaction. This kind of research will not consider for funding. So you must find out, it should be a social relevance. There should be a social relevance. Even you can raise a question, sir, I am plans to physics or I am plans to psychology. How I can find out a social relevance? Whatever you study, whatever you plans to any subject, definitely there will be a social relevance. So your project should also be a social relevant. Then economically viable. Is there any economic viability of your project? Sometimes even it may be the socially relevant. But when we are going to implement that things, it may not be economically viable. So you also consider socially relevant and economically viable of your project. Then very important point is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary in nature. Nowadays, this kind of culture in research is increasing, going on. Once upon a time, the people were undertaken research only in their subject, but now it has been extended into various disciplines, cross-discipline, trans-discipline, interdiscipline. Even the STRIDE, that is the UGC STRIDE scheme, is called as a transdisciplinary nature of the research. They are concentrating, or they are motivating more on the transdisciplinary nature of the research. Then innovative approach in methodology. So you know that is there any innovative method of methodology adopted in your research? For example, I can say one innovative methodology in research. Usually for collection of the primary data, what we are doing, we are using questionnaire or interview schedule. But due to the development of the technology, now we can apply, that is the Google form as a questionnaire. So you can circulate this Google form through social media or mail or anything. From that we can collect lot of informations from various places and various persons. This kind of examples are considered as an innovative approach in methodology. Then unique issues. Is there any unique issue relating to your research? For example, suppose now you want to submit a proposal to any one funding agency. What will be the unique issue? That is the COVID-19, corona. So the corona is not only related to the medicine, it is related to social aspect. It can be related with the economical aspect, it can be related with the biological aspect, psychological aspect, educational aspect. So in all aspects you can link this corona or the COVID-19. So if you are linked, you are find out a unique issue for your research, definitely that project proposal will be considered. Okay. Then the content of the proposal. What are the contents should be there in the proposal? As regards the content of the proposal, there are two type of content is normally available. That is called as a structured proposal and self-contained proposal. The structured proposal means the well designed by the funding agency with their restrictions. For example, if you want to apply any proposal to ICSSR, they have structured proposal. They have all the information in their website itself. So you have to apply or you have to prepare your proposal according to the format as given by the ICSSR. That is called as a structured proposal. Even they have mentioned the word also. The introduction should be 200 words. Statement of the problem should be 500 words. Summary should be 100 words. Review of literature should be like this. So all the details information as given in their website itself. Accordingly, you have to prepare your proposal. That is called as a structured proposal. The another type of proposal is called as a self-contained proposal. The self-contained proposal means there is no format or there is no structure will be available. Only the guidelines will be given in their website. Based on the guidelines, you have to prepare your own style of proposal. So you have to prepare. How you can prepare your own style? So these are also based on our experience or based on the relevance of the research. You can prepare your own style. What are the things are normally available? So all items should be included in this self-contained proposal. So this is one of the very important aspect you have to consider, whether your proposal should be structured or self-contained. So I don't know which proposal will be suitable, or the funding agency will ask which proposal. First you have to refer the website. In that website or in their instruction, they have given very clearly about the content of the proposal. The next, suppose you want to write a self-contained proposal. Normally, the structured proposal as well as the self-contained proposal, the content will be more or less same. Only the place, location will be changed. Sometimes in one proposal, they have asked methodology in the first, or sometimes they may ask methodology in the last part. Like that only they have changed. But more or less some of the items will be more or less same in the self-contained and structured proposals. You see some of the important content should be in your proposal. These all are very important things you have to consider. That is the introduction, background and significance. Even sometimes the background will be a separate topic, the significance will be a separate topic. Literature review, in some proposal they have mentioned, you have to mention national as well as the international. Then the statement of the problem, even sometimes it may be the research questions or research issues, the objectives of the study, research designs and methods, implications, relevance of the study, time, budget, conclusion, and the final one is the reference. So these 10 points, the 10 content, these all are essential part in all the proposals, whether it may be the structured proposal or a self-contained proposal. Almost all the research proposal should consist these 10 points. Now we will discuss these points in a detailed manner. What should be the introduction, what should be the statement of the problem. So first we have to write a introductions. So you know that introduction, how to write a introduction. The introduction is very important part, because you have to mention this introduction. It should be a brief and it should be explain everything about your research activities. That is a very important thing. So that accordingly you have to give the introduction. Normally in that introductory part you should be very careful the repetition and plagiarism, because it should be given only in your own words. Otherwise the funding agency will not consider your proposals. Okay. The next that is the background or the significance of the study. The background and the significance of the study. This section can be melded into your introduction, or you can create a separate section to help with the organization and the narrative follow of your research proposal. This where you explain the context of your proposal and describe in detailed way. It is important how this project or this topic will be very useful, how it will be significant to the existing issues or the problems. So that kind of information you have to mention in this part. Then literature review. The literature, normally what we are doing in our PhD thesis, just we are cut and paste. Just we are cut the conclusion part and paste it in the literature part. This is called as a review of literature. But normally the review of literature is different. When we are going to read review of literature again and again, then only we can find out the problems or issues which is available or which is already available or already discussed by some other researcher. So without reading review of literature, how we can identify? We cannot identify the research problem, we cannot identify the research gap also. So what you should do, you read the review of literature in thorough manner, and it should be given in your own words. Even you can divide the review of literature into that is the national level and international level. So in this review of literature, you can give lot of information. So that is the author name, that is the major issues, variable considered, and the result found, how this result found will be unique or useful to your existing research. That kind of information also you can mention in your statement of the problem. Review of literature. The next topic is the statement of the problem. The statement of the problem, it is the a problem statement is a brief description of the issue. That is the issue of the research. It should be very strong and it should be very clear manner, because this is the heart of your research proposal. What problem you have identified, how this problem is going to be influence the society or the present context. So that kind of information you have to give. A statement of the problem is a claim of one or more sentence in length that outlet the problem addressed by the study. The problem statement should briefly address the question, what is the problem that the research will address. So the primary purpose of the problem statement is to focus the attention of the problem solving team. So this part only should be given in a brief and detailed manner. This is the heart of your research proposal. So if you are able to identify the research problem and what will be the solution, definitely you can develop your research proposal in an effective manner. For example, there is a for example, you want to study about the impact of the digital education during this lockdown period. So if you identify the impact, what are the impact are available, or what are the problems are faced by the students while learning education through digitalization or digital mode, if you find out the problem, based on that problem you can develop research question. Based on the research question, you can develop the objectives. Based on the objectives, you can develop the hypothesis. Based on the hypothesis, you can decide the what type of data should be utilized. Based on the type of data utilized, you can decide what type of statistical tools can be applied. Based on the statistical tools applied, you can get the valuable interpretation. Based on that interpretation, you can give valuable suggestions or recommendations to the policy makers or to the society. This is the order of the research. This is the order of the quality or a systematic research. So that you must strengthen your statement of the problem. You have to read again and again, you have to write again and again, and you have to concise your statement of the problem according to your nature of the issues. Okay. Then objectives. So I already stated that objectives can be developed based on the statement of the problem. These should list the in clear and precise terms of main objectives. Normally, in any research proposal, 4 to 5 objectives should be given. That is enough. Need not given more objectives. 7, 8. That is not necessary. And also, it should not 2, 3 objectives. So in every effective proposal will consist of 4 to 5 objectives. In that 5 objectives, the first objectives should be given the theoretical aspects or the secondary data basis. For example, you want to study about the problems of the digital education during the COVID period. So you must highlight one objective should be relating to the secondary data basis, that is the theoretical data basis. That will be very useful. That can be a background of your study. So the second, third and fourth or fifth objective should be related with your research questions. So what questions you have formulated based on your statement of the problem, you have to formulate the research objectives with the help of the research questions. So the 4 to 5 objectives should be very relevant and appropriate relating to your research topic. Then research design and methods. The research design, you know that research design is the blueprint of the research. There is a difference between the research design and the methodology. So the methodology is a part of the research design. So this section must be well written and logically organized because you are not actually doing the research. So you have to plan. You have to plan your time, your effort, your manpower, your availability of resources. Everything you have to consider when we are going to formulate a research design. So in that design, you have to consider some of the important parts. The first one is called as a nature of research. What is your nature of research? The type involved, which type of research you are going to be undertaken, whether descriptive research or qualitative research or quantitative research or analytical research or action research or experimental research. which type of research you are going to be applied in your research. That should be given in a strong manner, because when you are going to present your research proposal during the interaction, they will expect your research methodology knowledge of your research methodology. So based on your knowledge in the field of the research methodology, your proposal will be considered. So that you must be very strong. Suppose you are going to apply the descriptive research method, you must give the justification why you are using this descriptive method rather than lot of method is there. Why you are using the descriptive method, or you are going to using some method. For examples, in one of my scholar used some method is called as a multi case study, multiple case study method. Immediately that examiner raises the question, what is that multiple case study method? That is a case study method is that normally the people are using case study method. Then why you are using the multiple case study method? How this multiple case study method will be appropriate for this study? So that kind of questions will be available. So that you must be very careful when you are going to deciding the nature of the research. Then coverage. The proposal should clearly indicate the universe of the study, sampling frame, sampling method, sampling size, unit of observation. This is also one of the important things. Normally now people are not able to, they are not understood about the sampling methods and sampling techniques. Even in the PhD Viva Voce examination, the scholars will simply answer which type of sampling techniques you adopted. Convenient sampling techniques adopted. The convenience only. Even we are not clear about the random sampling. The randomly selected. Randomly means it is a scientific, but people are not think about that randomly selected. They are saying randomly selected like that. So you should be very clear what is your study area, what is your sampling frame, what is your sampling method, what is your sampling size. So all things should be clearly indicate and mentioned in your research methodology part. Then the data collections, how you are going to collect your data. The proposal should be indicate the sources of data types. So how you are going to collect the data, whether you are using primary data or secondary data. If it is primary data, which techniques you are going to use for collecting the primary data. If you are going to use secondary data, what are the sources of secondary data is available. So all kind of details should be given in a brief manner in this data collection part. Then analysis. Data analysis, normally we can say simply that is the data analysis will be with the help of the statistical tools, SPSS. So people are thinking using more statistical tools in our research, it will be good research. It is a myth, it is not a real concept, because the statistical tools or SPSS is the instruments. It is a supplementary to the research. It is not a research. Okay. So you have to understand the people are using more statistical tools, using more data, more analysis. It will be considered as a good research. It is not a correct concept. So you have to use only appropriate statistical tools for the appropriate data analysis. Otherwise, if you are using too much of analysis or data statistical tools, it will be waste. So you should be very careful about this. Then implications. This is one of the very important part. What will be the implications? Suppose you are going to undertake this research. What will be the result? That is called as a implication. Implication to the society, or implication to the particular unit, or to the industry, or to the organization. So your research will refine, revise, or extend existing knowledge in the subject area under investigation. What kind of implication will be given? This is a hypothetical only. Sometimes this kind of implication will arise or may not be arise, but that is different. But you must have some predetermined vision relating to your implication. What are the implication will be available. Then the time budget. This also one of the very important part in your research. You must decide your research period is 2 years or 1 year. If it is 1 year, what will be the time budget for your project? If it is 2 years, what will be the time budget? For examples, even you must be able to break up your time budget. For example, if it is a 2 years project, you have to give it 24 months. In that 24 months, the preparatory work, that is the preparatory work, pre-test, that kind of work, how many months you are going to be taken for that kind of work, or you want to undertake any file study, how many months you will take, drafting of sampling, tools construction, data collection, data processing, data analysis, report writing. For this point of view, how you are going to allot your time. It may be given in the month, or even it may be in the quarter, first quarter. First quarter means first 3 months will be utilized for this preparatory work and file study. The remaining these things used for that work or this work. So that kind of way you can allot your time budget. Okay. Then that is the one more thing I want to given. This conclusion is not the conclusion of the session. It is the conclusion of the proposal. So after getting this time budget, you have to give the conclusion. So the introduction and conclusion are very important in your research proposal. The conclusion reiterates the importance or the significance of your proposal and provides a brief summary of the entire study. It should be given in a summary point of view, and it should not be a repetition of your project. You should not use cut and paste that things. You should not apply. You have to write in your own words. It should be in a 4 to 5 sentences. That is enough. So it also very important part. Then reference, that also very important. After that, after conclusion, you have to mention your reference, because you applied a lot of review of literature and you have taken a lot of information from various sources. So that definitely you must give the reference at the end of your proposal. That reference should be given in a in a format. It may be in a alphabetical order, or applying any methods of writing the reference. It may be the APA model or MLA model or Chicago model or any other Cambridge model or EEE model. So any model, but all the reference should be given in a single style. It may be, suppose you used a APA model for writing a reference, all the reference should be given in the APA model. So like that only you have to mention, because even this matter also very important when we are going to, when they are going to verifying or scrutinizing your research proposals. Okay. Then before submitting your research proposal, okay, now you prepared based on this matter. Before submitting your research proposal, you must consider some of the important points. That first one is find out the funding agency. You have to find out the funding agency. We already discussed one session relating to research funding agency. Lot of funding agencies are. You have to find out a very good and appropriate funding agency for your research project. Then the thrust area. We already discussed about the thrust area. Then the background of your specialization. So what is your specialization? Suppose, though I am belongs to Commerce Department, I specialized in entrepreneurial development. So if I am going to given or I am going to submit my research proposal based on my specialization, it will be the added advantages, because I know some things about the entrepreneurship. So you should understand that things also. Then very important thing is publish 1 or 2 articles relating to your proposal. This is very important part. Suppose you are going to submit a proposal to any one funding agency, along with your proposal, if you are going to enclose any one published articles relating to your proposal, definitely your proposal will be considered. So these are the preparatory work. Before we are going to submitting, we should do this kind of activity, so that you should be very careful. You must publish 1 or 2 articles, even in a ordinary journal. So that is enough. Then another important thing is institutional support, where you are working, whether your institution is supporting for this kind of activity, because right proposal, getting the fund is not a, it will be very easy. Getting a fund is very easy according to my point of view. I can get n number of project, I can get crores of money from any funding agency, but only thing is whether my institutions will give full support to me or not. That is very important things. Otherwise there will be a mana ulachal. So you must be very careful about the institutional support. Then infrastructure facilities. What are the infrastructure facilities are available in your institutions? It may be, is there any library facilities are there? Is there any laboratory facilities are there? Is there any, that is the other infrastructure facilities are there? So that kind of facilities also needed to complete your research without any risk and problems. Then very important factor is called as a personal factors. Those who are doing project or getting a project fund from funding agency, they must have commitment, interest, dedication, hard work, patience. You must check your commitment, your interest, dedication, hard work and patience. If you have this kind of personal factors or qualities, you may apply your proposal to anyone funding agency. Otherwise, I will not ready to say the answer. Otherwise, you should decide, because these all are very important. The research knowledge is not necessary for completion of project. You must have the commitment, you must have interest, you must have dedication, you must have hard work and patience. Then another thing is academic contribution. Okay, I am working in a institutions. That institution is giving salary to me, or I am working in a government college. The government is giving salary to me. What is my contribution to the institution apart from my teaching? Teaching is my duty. Teaching is my duty. For that I am receiving the salary. Apart from my duty, what is my contribution to the institution? At least one project I must obtain. It should be the contribution to the institution. That institutions will get benefit with the help of my academic contribution in the form of NAC rank, NAC or NIRF rank or some other accreditations, etc. Okay. Then another important thing is time constraints. Whether you have enough time. At least 3 hours per day you have to spend exclusively for your research and development activities. Suppose your proposal is selected, you must ready to spend at least 3 hours per day for your research and development activities. Then only you can complete your project in time. Otherwise, there will be a problem. So there will be a tension, stress and other things will be happen. So that you must be very careful about this kind of things. Okay. So with these things, so I want to get more questions from the participant side. So now I conclude myself. So now I invite the participant to raise questions. I am ready to answer it. Hello?
Hayat?
Yeah.
இல்ல நான் முத்துக்க பேசுறேன். ஹயாத்
சார் சொல்லுங்க.
சார்
ஹயாத் யாராவது டைப் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க நினைக்கிறேன் கொஸ்டின். ஏன்னா நம்ம எல்லாம் மியூட்ல போட்டுருக்கோம்ல அவங்க எல்லாத்தையும்.
சரி சார், இப்போ நீங்க ஓபன் பண்ணி விட்டு क्वेश्चन கேட்க சொல்லுங்க சார். ஏன்னா நான் क्वेश्चन இது இன்டராக்ஷன் இருந்தா தான் நல்லா இருக்கும். அதனால நான்
Am I audible to everyone? So you can reply in chat. I think the session is completed, so you can all ask your doubts. You can type it in chat, and once for query is in chat, I will unmute you, so you can ask directly to the speaker and you can have an interaction with him. Okay, if I unmute everyone, there will be a clash. Okay, so please type.
You have to unmute Deepak. Any specific method for law research papers or some question has raised the question. Dr. Kannan has raised the hand.
Yes. Please be patient because there are a lot of participants.
Hello.
Sir,
கொஞ்சம்
yes, you
wait
can
பண்ணுங்க.
raise your hand as well.
3 people have raised their hands.
Sir, chatல பார்த்துட்டேன் சார்.
பாருங்க.
ஹலோ
டாக்டர் யோஜனான்னு ஒருத்தவங்க
yes, sir.
கொஞ்சம் போறதுக்கு சார் பண்ணுவாங்க.
Dr. Yojana Y. Patel can unmute and ask the question.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please tell me your question.
Okay, sir. I want to know about the 2 points related to the project writing.
Okay.
First one, they ask about the expected deliverables, including the target beneficiaries.
Okay.
And second one is the proposed societal invention
Okay.
or technology should be developed. So, what should be the expected point they want from us to write there?
Okay, so you have raised very nice questions. Just I have mentioned clearly in this thrust area point of view. So first you have to identify what is your thrust area. You should be very clear about that. From your thrust area itself, you have to find out how this area will be useful to the society or the target participants, beneficiaries. So that is your point of view. You only identify the target beneficiaries and the thrust area and how it will be useful to the society. So that information should be given. For example, if you take the ICSSR, there is one option is called as a social relevance or the social implications. In that part, you have to highlight your points in that area.
Okay.
Ah.
And the second point, sir, what is should be the expected deliverables? What
Yeah.
they expect from us?
Yeah, expected deliverables, that is called as the outcome of your research. So this is only based on the hypothesis formulated by you. So that should be social relevant and economically viable. So that kind of expected deliverable you must be incorporate in your research. That also important. You should give in your research project also.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, actually, please raise your hands in order to ask any doubts. Please don't type your queries in chat because it's very difficult for me to go through the chat. So sorry for the wrong information first. Please raise your hand.
Dr.
And I
Kannan
will
has raised.
unmute you and I'll unmute you one by one. Okay. So now I am unmuting Dr. G. Kannan. Dr. G. Kannan, please unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
சார் எனக்கு 2 டவுட் இருக்குங்க சார். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டவுட் இப்போ ஐசிஎஸ்எஸ்ஆர் யூஜிசி இதெல்லாம் மேஜர் ஃபண்டட் ஏஜென்சிஸ்.
சரி.
ஏதானும் மைனர் ஃபண்டட் ஏஜென்சி ரொம்ப சின்ன ஃபண்டட் ஏஜென்சி சொல்ல முடியும்?
இதே யூஜிசி
நாங்க கான்சென்ட்ரேட்
ஐசிஎஸ்எஸ்ஆர்
பண்றதுக்கு
மைனர் ரிசர்ச் ப்ராஜெக்ட் 1 இயருக்கும் கொடுக்குறாங்க.
ஓகே.
நீங்க அதுக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். நீங்க ஐசிஎஸ்எஸ்ஆர்லயே அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். யூஜிசில வந்து இப்போ வந்து ப்ராஜெக்ட் வந்து சதர்ன் ரீஜன் ஆபீஸ் மூலமா கொடுக்குறாங்க. டைரக்ட் ஆபீஸ்ல இருந்து கொடுக்கறது இல்ல. அது போக நீங்க டான்ஸ்கி, டிஎன்எஸ்சிஎஸ்டி, அப்புறம் வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா நேஷனல் ஹியூமன் ரைட்ஸ் கமிஷன், விமன் கமிஷனு, இந்த மாதிரியான அமைப்புகளும் மைனர் ரிசர்ச் ப்ராஜெக்ட் 1 இயர் to 6 month ப்ராஜெக்ட் பீரியட்ல கொடுக்குறாங்க. யூ கேன் ரெஃபர் தட் வெப்சைட் அண்ட் யூ வில் கெட் த ஐடியா.
ஓகே சார். சார் அடுத்த டவுட், இப்போ சில
சரிங்க சார், ஒரு நிமிஷம் சார், லிசன். ஒரு நிமிஷம். எல்லா ஸ்டேட்ல இருந்து இருக்காங்க. சோ பெட்டர் யூ ரைஸ் யுவர் क्वेश्चन in English.
ஓகே. சாரி சார்.
பரவாயில்ல. ஓகே. ரைஸ்.
Sir, some of the funding agencies are providing a time for 15 days or 1 month, 2 months only to submit the proposal. So within that month, how could be collected of all these things, sir? Generally, we
Yeah,
record
yeah,
6
please.
months. So
Yeah,
my
yeah, I
doubt
can
is,
understand.
before we have to finish the research or after we have to done the research?
No, just within that period, you have to submit the proposal only. It should be in a 8 to 10 pages proposal only. So your proposal is selected, they will give the time. It may be 1 year or 2 years like that. During that
But,
period
sir,
only you have to do the research.
But National Women Council, they are given a time period for 1 month for conducting the seminar. So for that, they are asking the entire documents.
Yeah,
So within 1 month, I can't
conducting seminar is you can conduct within 10 days also. So that is not a matter. Okay. So for
Okay.
conducting seminar is not a matter. We can conduct within month or within 10 days also. Whereas the project will take some time. So they will give 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years and 10 years. That kind of duration is available. Depends upon the nature of the project.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So now I would like to unmute Rajesh. Rajesh, he is Rajesh,
Yes,
please
sir.
ask a question.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. This is Rajesh. I'm PhD scholar, sir. My question is that, sir, you had mentioned that all the slide. If after my PhD I want to apply for postdoc in foreign country, so should I go all this process for postdoc proposal?
No.
Proposal?
Actually,
That is different. That's why I have given in my slide itself 2 type of proposal is there. One is called as a structured proposal and another one is called as a self-designed proposal. Suppose you want to apply in foreign countries for your postdoctoral fellowship. So they have their own model, style. Accordingly, you have to submit your proposal. For example, you want to get a clear idea about postdoctoral, you can refer the ICSSR website. Now it is opening for postdoctoral. The last date is 28th June 2020. You can refer that ICSSR website. They have given their own proposal format. Accordingly, you have to apply. Okay.
Okay, sir. So I have to follow only academic rules regulations.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rajesh Kannan, please unmute yourself and ask the question, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Sir, actually, I'm Rajesh Kannan.
Yeah.
I have two doubts, sir.
Okay, sir.
First doubt is what's the difference research writing and thesis and proposal?
Yeah.
First one. Second one, sir.
Yeah.
I am part-time scholar only. Any possibility that post-bac also get possible for part-time post-bac?
No. I will answer first. Second one, there is no possibilities of postdoctoral in part-time or in other basis. Postdoctoral should be do only in full-time basis. Okay. For that only they will provide financial assistance. The first question is, definitely there is a difference between the thesis and the proposal. Thesis means the matter will be 10 pages, but we are adding unwanted matter more than 300 pages. So as per the university norms, we are submitting the thesis for getting the award. Whereas the proposal is, it will be the real research. There should be a social relevance. There should be an outcome for your research. Then only the funding agency will give the fund. Okay. So there is a difference. Definitely there is a difference.
Now I'm unmuting Indumadi CCW. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My question is, can you share the funding agency related to commerce, sir?
Yeah, we can. I am also plans to commerce. So ICSSR is there, UGC is there. Now there is no funding agents. There is no restriction for this discipline and that discipline. Almost all the funding agency are providing financial assistance to all the disciplines. Even DST, there is a funding agency for science and technology. That funding agency also given financial assistance to commerce, economy, sociology related project. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, Kavita, you can ask a question.
Sir.
Yeah, who's that?
Sir.
Yeah, who's
Sir,
asking?
good afternoon, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Kavita from Vivekananda College.
Okay, please raise the question, madam.
Yes. Sir, small questions like that. If you are applying one proposal, at least how many members join together as to submit the proposal?
Yeah. Normally individual, that is you can submit your proposal individually also. You may be the principal investigator, and also you can assist some other staff member as a co-investigator. You can include 2 or 3 co-investigator also. Okay.
Okay,
thank you.
Sir, another one question, sir. Small
please.
question. Like research question as objectives of studies, both are similar or any difference or having?
Pardon? I'm not able to understand.
Research question as objectives of the study.
Yes.
Both are terms are similar or any deviations are having?
No. You have to develop your statement of the problem. Based on the statement of the problem only, you have to raise the research question. Based on the research question only, you have to develop your objectives.
Analysis.
Yeah, based on the objectives only, you have to develop your hypothesis. Okay, these are the related one.
Okay.
That should be a relation.
Sir, thank you, sir. Kavita from Vivekananda.
Thank you. I know you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Divya Maheshwari, please ask your question.
Thank you for everything for today's session. My one question is, how can one find which statistical analysis is appropriate for humanities subject related to
This is very nice questions, madam.
Thank you.
That is how we can find the appropriate statistical tools for our research is purely based on what kind of data we have, then how the data is going to be related with the other variables. Suppose you have dependent and independent variables, how these dependent variables relate to the independent variables. So based on that only you can select the appropriate statistical tools. Otherwise, it will be simply that is the using of more statistical tools like that only. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
Please mute yourself. People who have asked the questions, please mute yourself. Now I'm unmuting Sujata. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this is Sujata from Gurarapan Institute. Sir, my question is, you were discussing about time budgets, sir.
Yes.
And you have listed certain items in time budget.
Yes.
So, my doubt here is, like, should I list all those items and should I allot the time for each item listed in the time budget?
Yes, of course. You see in the ICSSR application form, they have mentioned for each and every item and time allotted by you. For example, the preparatory work, that is the preparation of the questionnaire, how much period you are going to allot. It may be 3 months or 1 month like that. Or data collection, how much month you are going to be allotted. Accordingly, you have to given your time for your research project. Based on that only, they will decide, and that is the installment of the sanction amount. So when you are getting the next installment, you must complete the task. Otherwise, they will raise the questions why you are not yet completed your project or work within that prescribed period. Give the reason. So like that, they will raise the questions. Okay.
Okay, sir. So another doubt is, can a person submit multiple proposals, that is for different funding agencies at a time?
Yeah, you can apply even to the same institution. You can apply multiple projects. No issues.
Okay, sir.
Suppose if 2 projects were selected, one should be quit and one should be continued. At any time, you must continue only one project in one funding agency. That is the condition.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Now, Mr. N.P. Ramesh, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
சார் நான் 2017 பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு மைனர் ரிசர்ச் ப்ராஜெக்ட் வாங்கினேன் சார்.
Yeah, please raise your question in English.
I get one project in 2017, sir. Okay. Minor research project.
From ICSSR or UGC?
UGC, sir.
Okay.
UGC give you 2 years time. 2019 June complete. Okay. Time is finished. But my project is not finished, sir. Now is the corona time. To extend any time, sir?
Yeah, definitely they will give 1 year time extension. 6 months to 1 year time extension. Even I have one project from ICSSR. Okay. So last 6 months I am not yet completed any progress in my project. So definitely they will give 6 months time. So after that you can submit, no issue.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank
you. Please mute yourself, sir. After asking the question, please mute, sir. Now I am unmuting Kemi Joshi.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir. Please
okay. Sir, I am Kamlesh Joshi from Gujarat, Ahmedabad. I am an environmental expert.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I want to know that do we have any online repository that we can find that the same kind of research is going on through across the country, or kind of that, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. Sir, there is a depositories in Association of Indian Universities. University News, okay. There is one magazine is available in University News.
Okay.
In that University News, every week they have mentioned what are the research work is going on. The title registered in UGC, that kind of information will be available. Likewise, in ICSSR, they have their own database. In their the database, they have mentioned lot of approved research topics in their database. So you can also refer in that depositories also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, Dr. Yogita, please unmute and ask your question. Dr. Yogita.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Sir, I want to ask about STRIDE scheme, second component. Can you explain?
Yes. Yeah, please tell me, madam.
I had applied for that second component, but they didn't have declared their result yet.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Do you have any idea about that?
Yes, they were declared, but the number of proposals sanctioned is very limited, madam. Yeah, very limited. The second stage
is it for second component?
Yeah. Second component, they are not declared. First component, they have declared. Some of the institutions were received grant.
Yes.
Yeah, second round. Even I also applied in the second component. They are not declared because you know that STRIDE is not that much of popular scheme nowadays, but only ICSSR Impress is effectively they are implementing.
Yeah.
So you better to apply to ICSSR.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
Very useful lecture, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Jayashree Agarwal. Please unmute and ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Dr. Jayashree Agarwal from Kaveri College for Women, Trichy, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
So 2-3 points I want to clarify, sir. It is myth, or since you have so much of years of experience in this field, I want to know whether self-financing colleges are at a, they are not considered, they are given priority. Usually self-financing colleges, this problem comes.
Yeah.
Then there is always a priority of science overtaking arts.
Okay.
There is lot of myth, I don't know, sir. You only have to tell us whether science projects are given more priority, because I am from literature background. I belong to the Department of English. I'm heading the department, and very soon we are going to be a research department.
Okay.
So I want to know whether English is given priority, and is there any zone-wise division, sir? Like for example, UGC, there is all this again a lot of controversy that South Indian colleges are not given priority, and they're always marginalized. And as money is involved, what is the accountability of the college and the person, and what are the psychological factors which affect the person who's involved in the proposal and in the project? Because apart from lecture hours and so many activities in the college, the amount of time you are asking, and then getting the proposal accepted, and then working on it, and then facing the difficulties, what are the psychological aspects which affect the so I know I have asked too many questions, but since I could not ask anybody else and I found a platform, please throw some light on this, sir. Thank you so much.
Definitely, you have raised a very nice question, not only for you. Because of many self-finance college, you are acting as a representative. You raised this question. What
Thank
you
you,
have
sir.
raised, I cannot say everything is wrong. So some percentage of things are is true as per your questions. But apart from that, not all things are in a wrong ways. Some things will be happen in a right ways also. You raised one question. I am working in a self-finance college. Can I get a project from any funding agent? Definitely. Nowadays, UGC in the previous year has sanctioned lot of project to the self-finance colleges. I know many of my friends were received UGC minor research, major research, those who are working in self-finance college. Even I too received one minor research project from MHRD when I was in self-finance college. The second
That
only
is
thing is
motivating. Thank you, sir.
your institution should be 12A and 2F status. If
Yes,
it
sir.
is-
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Definitely you can apply. Whereas in ICSSR never bother about self-finance or government or aided institutions. They will give liberal financial assistance. If the proposal is good, definitely they will consider, no issue, you can apply. You should not worry about that. These all are myth only. There is no reality. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Another thing is that is the regional disparities. You have given some regional, of course it may be there, but even now in Tamil Nadu, even in the ICSSR Impress first call, we people, that means Tamil Nadu people received a lot of project from ICSSR as a minor research, major research, seminar grant. Even now, that is one of the very famous funding agency is there. It is called as a Indian Council of World Affairs, ICWO. That funding agency has given lot of financial assistance this year, that is this academic year 2019-20, only to Tamil Nadu. We also, that is I am belongs to Periyar EVR College, Tiruchirappalli. I received one seminar grant. I received a lot of grants from various funding agencies. I am belongs to only government college. I am belongs to only commerce department. So I am not belongs to science department. I received lot. So, but only thing is you must find out the correct funding agency with the trust proposals. Even literature, as you have mentioned the literature, why you not apply literature later research to the, there is one funding agency is called as a Indian Council of Philosophical Research. You can apply to them. Definitely they will consider funds for your research project. you can apply to ICSSR. ICSSR. There is one thrust area is called as a language and literature. N number of literature language people were received grant from ICSSR. So there is no disparities. Only thing is you have to apply again and again. One time you will get the project. Okay. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
All the
much,
best.
sir.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, and money aspect, sir, since money is involved, what is the accountability, sir?
Madam, I received around 1 crore project during my 10 years period.
Yes, sir.
I never spend a single paisa to anyone. I will not expect that kind of activities. But some things will be happen, but it is not fully.
Okay.
Very rarely 1 or 2 cases may be there. Every aspect there will be a exemption. You should not consider or you should not worry about the exemption. You have to think about your meritorious.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Very motivating and very. Now we are able to get a clearer picture. All these myths are cleared. So I think we will be able to focus on the right path as mentioned by you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you. So I want to say one words to all the participants. Don't get disappointed. Suppose your proposal were not selected, because it is not immediately. It will not immediately happen. So I only know how many proposal I submitted to various funding agency. How many my proposal were rejected from various funding agency. So you should not disappointed. You should not get any frustrations. You apply again and again, and you must find out. Even suppose you are going to sending a proposal to any funding agency, that funding agency will send a reply to you. Because of this reason, your proposal is rejected. So that is your valuable information. With that information, you have to incorporate in your proposal. Then you have to send to some other funding agency. Definitely you will consider. Yeah. So please raise question.
Okay. And now, yes, Uma Maheshwari, please unmute yourself and ask the question. Yes, Uma Maheshwari. Ma'am, are you there? Ma'am? Yes, Uma Maheshwari. Yes. Ma'am, please ask a question, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, madam.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Solunga, madam.
Sir, activities
Ma'am, audio on the clear please no repeat. Ma'am, ma'am, please repeat your question.
Hello, sir. Sir, activities. Sir, activities. Sir.
Yeah, madam, your voice, audio is not clear.
Sir, activities frame on the 4-5 activities
I can understand, madam. I can understand your question, madam. So when you are writing your research proposal, 4 to 5 activities will be more appropriate.
Sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Sir, Paramasan sir, delay our next question polama sir, next participant polama sir.
Yeah, definitely. I answered.
Okay, next is Mr. Deepak. Please unmute and ask a question. Deepak Tongdi, please. Yeah.
So morning, sir. I am Deepak here from Karnataka, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I'm a law student, sir. I just want to know, sir, do we have any platform wherein we can find the projects available, minor projects?
Yeah, sir, you have a very good opportunity to get project from National Human Rights Commission, sir. They have minor project and major project, sir. So like law, you people, you can apply to that National Commission for Women, National Human Rights Commission. So you will get lot of projects, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Next, Revati, ma'am, please can I unmute yourself? Unmute and ask a question. Can I ask a question, ma'am? Yes. Ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Sir, I have a question here. I'm Revati from Bangalore.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, now since many of them will be applying for the research proposal, I just want to know based on what criteria the funding agencies will approve the proposal.
Yes. Yeah. Based on your proposal only, the funding agency will give the sanction order, madam. But
okay, so what is the weightage given for the proposals?
Yeah. Apart from that, that researcher profile is also very important. Suppose you have very good research, that is a profile relating to research and development activities, that also supplementary to your research proposal. But in most of the cases, as per my experience, because I received a lot of research proposal, research project from various funding agency, even sometimes a very good research proposal may not get fund. Yes.
Okay.
Ordinary or a simple proposal will get some fund because of the availability of the proposal in a particular thrust area. For example, you are applying a proposal in commerce and management. So in commerce and management received 100 proposal. They will sanction only 10 proposal. Whereas in some other areas, economics, only 8 proposals were submitted. All the 8 proposals will be sanctioned. So that is the way.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir. Very good session.
Yeah, you should not worry about if the proposal is not selected means it is not a good proposal. Not like that. If it is not selected, because of some reason behind that, not because of your proposal. Okay, you should understand this point.
Okay, sir, in case if the proposal is not selected, what is the alternative you would like to give, sir?
You update yourself and you send again to the same funding agency or to some other funding agency. No issue.
Okay, sir.
It is your
Thank
property.
You so much.
It is your property until it should be commercialized or until it should be success. You should not lose it. You tune it and you submit to some say various funding agency, and definitely you will get a project.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now, Sujata ma'am can unmute and ask a question. Sujata, yes.
So, one more question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Your presentation is really impressive and wonderful, sir.
Thank you.
It is giving us a level of every time when we listen to you, the motivation level is increasing. As you said, sir. In fact, I have also shooted 3 to 4 proposals, but it was all rejected. And finally, I have drafted now one, and I have not even sent it because I have a fear whether this will also be denied by the funding agency. So, but now I have a confidence that I am going to try again and again, as you said.
Yes, ma'am.
But sir, first, when I listened to your first session, I requested for one more session, many of them requested, and I was one among them for this session again, writing.
Only because of you, ma'am, it has happened now.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Sir, but now again I have a request from my end, where as sir said, the data and related statistics to be used. If we have one more session on that from your end, we will be very happy, sir.
Yeah, definitely. You request to that coordinators and they will do it. No issue.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your motivational presentation.
Thank you, madam.
So next, Divya Mageshwari. Divya Mageshwari, please unmute and ask a question.
Thank you for giving. Thank you for giving one more chance. Sir, I realized sir's personality, and hats off to you for 1 crore project sanction, and mine is only 2.5 lakhs project.
Madam,
sir,
1 crore is not a single project. My total project value is around 1 crore.
That I referred that only.
Not
Sir,
single
my
project.
question is, I belong to UGC Western Zone. I submitted my proposal, research project proposal, and it was accepted, and I was sanctioned a grant of rupees 2.5 lakhs along with my colleague. Both applied separately.
Okay.
But till today, that sanction grant money has not been given to me.
Yes.
I tried to contact mails and phones, etc. I was assured from that side also,
Yeah.
but still I have not received it. Now, what should I do now to receive that grant physically?
Yeah, madam, that is the problem in UGC and SCRO, madam, Southern East Regional Office, madam. But anyhow, definitely they will give sanction the money. But before that, you do some that is the preparatory work, madam, because before you complete after you complete your period, you must submit your project to that agency. Otherwise, they will ask some questions also. So that you do your research, you continue, you carry on your research work until the money is coming. This is the problem in UGC, whereas in ICSSR, this kind of problem will not rise. They will send the money in the installment basis. But definitely they will give the money, madam. No issue, no problem.
Oh, but 3 years have already been passed, and I had heard that it means UGC gives or install that money.
Yeah.
In installation. So once I complete that work.
Normally UGC in many cases the second and final installment will not give, madam. That is a very worst practice of the UGC, madam. Lot of person were faced with this problem because they are not able to complete their project because that UGC has not sanctioned the final installment. So even they are not able to pay the fellowship to their research associate, like that. They are facing the problem. So you should be very careful about this, because if you are spending money from your own pocket, sometimes UGC, if not sanctioned, it will be lost to you.
Then one more question related to this, that should apply with the same project to the ICSSR or anything means other agency?
No, madam, you should not apply like this. It will be duplicate.
That's what I
once the project is sanctioned, you should not apply to other agency.
No. Same type of project. Suppose this is academic, then other project like social. Should I apply the same? Other project.
Yeah, in different topic you can apply. No issue. Different topic you can apply.
Topic, not same topic. Topic.
Yeah, different topic you can apply, madam. No issue.
But thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ajit Prasad, please unmute and ask your question.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, very fine. Please tell me, sir.
Sir, I am from Guwahati, Assam, Northeast.
Yeah, very nice. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Sir, I want to know that how to get project, and you also mentioned that it is also depend on the geographical and geographical area also depend. So I was teaching here last 10 years, Institution of Management and Commerce.
Okay, sir.
So we can apply any project which is depend on this Northeast area from UGC or ICSR.
Yeah, sir. Yeah. That is a UGC or ICSSR will not give any regional disparities, sir. Throughout the country, from throughout the country, the people are applying to ICSSR, and UGC nowadays is not giving any grant to anyone, sir. Only ICSSR is giving. Apart from ICSSR, so many funding agencies are there. That the DST is there, EDIII, Entrepreneur Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad is also there. There is one institution in your nearby area. It is called as Indian Institute of Philosophical Research. That institute also given grant to research project. So you can apply to that institutions also, sir.
And sir, simple one question, sir.
Yeah.
What is exact process, sir? Exact process, starting process, sir. Simple.
Starting process for what?
For sir getting project.
Yeah, just you have to apply the proposal, sir.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah, you have to apply. Then based on your proposal, they will scrutinize your proposal. If your proposal is selected, they will call for interaction, or that interaction will be happen only through online. So they are raised lot of questions based on your justification. Finally, they will sanction your proposal. After that, they will send the sanction order. Then you have to submit the agreement form and other formalities. After that, they will send the first installment. Then you have to send the progress report. Then they will send another installment. Like that only this progress is going on, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Dr. G. Kannan. Please unmute and ask a question. Dr. G. Kannan.
Yes, sir. Sir, did you mention that Southern Region UGC is providing the funded project? What are the websites, sir? How should we go for that? And one more, capacity building program, we are not eligible to apply for that capacity development, capacity building.
Capacity building program in UGC or ICSSR.
Okay. Sir, what is the website for the Southern Region UGC part, sir?
That is SCRO. You go to that UGC website. In that UGC website, Southern Regional Office, like that, there is one link will be there. In that link, SCRO will be there. Even now, SCRO not sanction any grant. Only ICSSR, Southern Regional Office is sanctioning grant.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Even ICSSR also, there is a Southern Region Office in Hyderabad. They will give a minor project, seminar grant, like that they are also given. So you can also apply to that website also.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So next question.
Hayat?
Yeah.
Hayat?
Please ask a question. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I am Manoj from Kerala.
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, I want to know that can we do PDF and any minor research together?
Minor research?
Yeah, can we do PDF and postdoc and any minor research together?
No, sir, no. That PDF is exclusively for doing your research activities. Simultaneously, how you can do any if unauthorized way, you can do the minor research project. But from recognized funding agency, you cannot avail these two kind of facilities.
Okay, okay.
Either you have to do the minor research or postdoctoral.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Bhattacharya.
Yeah.
Jigisha Bhattacharya, please, sir. Yes, please ask a question. Jigisha Bhattacharya, are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, please.
So I am Jigisha Bhattacharya from Patna Women's College. I'm a second semester.
Yeah.
I am from Home Science. I would like to ask that is research is very hard to study?
Pardon? Hello?
Hello, is research is very hard for studying?
No, it is a passion. If you think like that, it will be very easy. There is no need to follow any that is the rules and regulations or formalities. Just if you have any passion to find out a solution for a problem, it is considered as a research. You no need to worry about the methodology, statistical tools, SPSS. That all are supplementary. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, research is like writing stories. What you are thinking in your mind, you can do it. No issue.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. S. Liaquat Ali, please unmute and ask a question.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. I would like to know whether is there any NCRT and SCRT's funding, sir, for this? Sir?
Yeah, NCRT will give only limited grants, sir, relating to development of e-content, education-related activities. But you can try to MHRD under the STRIDE scheme. You can avail grant for your education-related projects, sir.
Sir, even in Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and Samagra, now recently it is given the nomenclature by amalgamating this SSA and RMSA. Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. They are also having many funding, sir, from the central government. So why can't they sanction some fund for the conducting research on the local educational problems, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, your question is very nice, but this all the agencies comes under the MHRD, sir. So these agencies are concentrating to promote the research relating to education related activities only, sir. But even in ICSSR and UGC also given some grant relating to basic education and regional based education, sir. So you can also try for that.
Sir. Sir, one request, sir.
Yeah, please.
The people like you had to recommend these people because in the central level, if we are conducting any research, means it won't go to the lab level. Because in lab level, there are many problems which are local problems where the people are not conducting any research. So the grassroots level problems are very important, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In order to solve those, in order to address those problems.
Definitely.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Sir, we only do this kind of information. Just you write one article and submit it to any one reputed journal.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Definitely, this will reflect in the central policy making agency, sir. We all together will do it, sir.
Actually, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your advice.
Yeah, thank you.
Rajesh Kannan. Sir, please unmute and ask a question. Rajesh Kannan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, the fund regarding I have doubt funding agency, sir.
Yes, sir.
One topic is child sex ratio, and second one is geriatric population, aged population.
Yeah.
How to approach the funding agency? Any website is there, sir?
For what, sir? Getting funded?
Funding agency. Like
there is no consolidated website, sir, but you have to refer the concerned website. For example, you want to get funded from ICSSR, you should refer ICSSR website.
Yeah, I am asking, sir. I am particularly asking child sex ratio and geriatric population regarding that. Any agency is there, sir?
Sir, pardon, STRIDE. Hello.
Yeah, particularly child sex ratio.
Yeah, child related research. You can refer the Ministry of Child and Family Welfare Development, Women and there. And also National Commission for Women, they have a lot of research relating to child trafficking, child abuse, women, children, like that. They have some grant is also available in their website. And also there is one agency is there, Child Rights for You. You know that one of the very leading NGO is there in our country. It is called as a Child Rights for You. They are concentrating more on child-related research. They are also offering research grant, minor research grant. You can apply to them also, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, another question, sir.
Yeah.
That the funding agency through the proposals sent to proposal is some agency.
Yeah.
And must PhD is required, sir?
No, sir. No. But for some agency, for getting minor project, there is no need of PhD, sir. Whereas in major, there is a need of PhD, sir. It is must.
Okay. Thank you so much. Excellent session, sir.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kripa AL, please unmute and ask a question. Kripa AL. Kripa AL, you can unmute and ask your questions. Ma'am, are you there? Okay. Dr. Kritika, please unmute and ask a question. Yes. You are not audible, ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Yes. Now
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I have done my research project in Ayurvedic tourism in service marketing.
Okay.
Can we get fund for this? Through this way, can we?
Yeah, you revise your project, you revise your research and submit a proposal to concerned funding agency. Definitely you will get. But it should not be a conventional manner. You should be convert your research into some innovative aspects.
Sure.
Okay. Not in a conventional manner, because marketing strategy, financial performance, consumer behavior, job satisfaction, that kind of project will not consider by the funding agency. There is a need of some social relevance and the social issues, updated social issues. That kind of project only they will be considered.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Dr. Yojana, please unmute and ask a question. Dr. Yojana Y. Patel. Yeah, ma'am, you can ask a question.
Okay. Sir, I want to ask you a question about the funding agency.
Okay.
That I have seen so many funding agency have restricted their fundings to the special categories, just like a social science and everything, or economics or law. So, as an environmental person, which will be the best funding agency I should apply?
Sir, madam, you are the multidisciplinary aspects. You are eligible to science related project as well as social science related project, madam. So you have multi option. So you can apply to ICSSR, Ministry of Environment and Forest. There is one department is there. Ministry of Environment and Forest. They are offering very good project. Every year they are offering very good project. So you can apply. That amount also very high amount. It will be around 15 to 50 lakhs. So that kind of amount is also available in Ministry of Forest and Environment. You can also try that.
Dr. Yogita, please unmute and ask a question. Dr. Yogita. Dr. Yogita.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I am audible, sir?
Yes.
Audible, ma'am.
Sir, I have created one bottle for one research competition, and I got first prize at Unvention Research Competition of national competition. Yes. With my student, and basically I am from commerce background.
Okay.
Can I apply this project for any funding agency?
Yeah, madam. No issue. You can apply. So you must...
bottle for safety of women, and I am from commerce background. It is possible, sir.
Yeah, you can apply to National Commission for Women, madam. There is a online project proposal portal is there. You can register, log in, register, and you can apply your proposal through online itself.
National
Commission for Women.
Okay, okay, sir.
Any discipline people can apply to that agency.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
Dr. G. Kannan, you can unmute and ask your questions. Sir?
Yeah.
Kannan, sir? Dr. G. Kannan?
Yes, sir.
Sir, please ask all your questions in this attempt itself, sir, because there are other people waiting in the line. Sorry. Okay.
Yes. Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, could you give one example of your old submission of project? What is your proposal? How you develop it? How you submit?
Yeah.
Like that. We get an inspiration.
Yeah, I submitted one proposal to ICSSR in the year 2012. The title of the proposal is Economic Violation Against Dalit Entrepreneur in Tamil Nadu. Okay. So I submitted that proposal to ICSSR, and that proposal were scrutinized by 3 experts. Out of 3, 2 were recommended. Based on their recommendation, I invited for interaction in ICSSR New Delhi. I went there. Simply they raised a question, what is economic violation? Give one example. Just they raised one question only. Then I explained that economic violation means if the particular community people are not providing any economic activities, it is called as a economic violation. For example, I said the people or participants should not taken negatively. If any one community people are having the hotel, the people will go and take the food. But if any depressed people are having any hotel, the people will not go to take food in that particular hotel. I mentioned this matter. Immediately they were sanctioned 9,96,600. This is my experience. Then after that I submitted a proposal. I submitted my final report. Based on my final report, one of the suggestions of my report has taken as a policy decision of the central government. It is the success of my research project. Sir?
Sir, he went into mute, sir. So, okay. Sir. No issue, sir.
Okay.
So, next, Mr. Kannan Yelumalai. Please unmute and ask a question. Sir, Kannan Yelumalai. Sir, are you there? Mr. Kannan, sir? Kannan Yelumalai?
Next.
Emi Joshi. Sir, please ask your question.
Yeah.
Emi Joshi.
Hello.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir, for giving me a second chance. Sir, myself is ME in environment, B in civil, ME in environment. Then I did LLB, and then now I am pursuing LLM in environmental law.
Yeah.
So can I submit 2 parallel projects? Suppose one of my project is going on air pollution, and then second on environmental law kind of subject. So in the 2 funding agency, can I submit the parallel projects, sir?
Yeah, sir. You can submit parallel project. You can submit any project to any funding agency. The only condition is you have to do one project in one funding agency at a time. That is the condition. For examples, I have one project in ICSSR, I have one project in UGC, I have one project in MHRD, I have one project in National Commission for Human Rights. There is nothing is wrong. But at the same time, you can keep any number of projects in different funding agency. But you cannot continue 2 projects in a single funding agency. That is the condition.
Okay. but they can they ask about how we will finish the project considering our ability to suppose 1 year is given for air pollution and then same project is for 1 year, then how can we justify both the projects? Can they ask, sir?
Yes, sir. Simultaneously I did 2 projects, one from ICSSR and one from UGC. The same question raised by ICSSR. Then I answered, I need one personnel, that is the research assistant. If you provide one research assistant for my project, I can complete these 2 projects in a prescribed time. So that they have given one research assistant with a salary of 13,000 per month. So with the help of my research assistant, I did my project. So that possibility is also available. Okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
Okay, sir. Actually, everyone asked their question. Anyone who's willing to ask the question?
Maha, it seems someone Maha.
Nobody has.
Sir, the recording will be available, sir, or a PPT will be available, sir?
The PPT will be available, sir. It will be sent along with the feedback form by today evening or tomorrow, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So much enlightening session, sir. Very much enlightening session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jigisha Bhattacharya, please unmute and ask a question.
Sir, my question is, what are the career options in home science after MA in post-graduation?
Yeah, so a lot of home career opportunities are available. You can choose as a research as your career opportunities. You can go for higher studies, PhD, like that. Or you can go for some entrepreneurial activities. You can be a consultant, that is the diet consultant after your home science course over. So many guidance are available. You better to ask your teacher. They will be the right person to give a right answer for your career opportunities. Okay, I'm not that much of a knowledgeable person in the home science.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Shall we wind up?
Yes, sir. Everyone asked their questions, so we can wind up the session. So I would like to invite Dr. Vanitha to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all and all present here. I'm Dr. Vanitha. I feel honored and privileged to get an opportunity to profess a vote of thanks on this wonderful occasion. At the outset, I place a record of our deep sense of gratitude to our today's chief guest, Professor Dr. C. Paramasivan, for enriching our knowledge in writing a project proposal. From the question raised by the participant itself, we can be able to understand how useful this session was. Really, we are thankful to you, sir. On behalf of the Department of Business Administration, I convey our deep regards and hearty thanks to our secretary and principal for encouraging us to organizing this wonderful session. I convey my thanks to distinguished participants, and I register my profused thanks to our HOD and all our dedicated faculty members, especially Mr. Hayat Ugus Mohideen for his technical support. Once again, thank you very much to all who have participated in this session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So we are officially concluding this webinar. So participants, thanks for participation and your cooperation. So we are concluding this. So the meeting is officially over. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Paramasivan sir. ரொம்ப சூப்பரா பண்ணீங்க. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது. செகண்ட் செஷன் என்ன கேட்டா உங்களை வச்சு மூணாவது ஓடலாம் போல இருக்கு, போஸ்ட் டாக் வச்சு பண்ணலாம் போல இருக்கு. ஏன்னா ரொம்ப பேர் இன்னொரு காட்டுறாங்கல்ல.
ஆமா சார், இந்த டாக்டரல் ஃபெலோஷிப், போஸ்ட் டாக்டரல் ஃபெலோஷிப் பத்தி எல்லாம் கூட பேசலாம்.
பண்ணிடலாம் சார். நம்ம ஏன்னா மேக்ஸிமம் PhD ஹோல்டர்ஸ் தான் வந்திருக்காங்க. சோ அவங்களுக்கு இந்த PDF பத்தி ஒரு ஐடியா தெரியாம இருப்பாங்க. சோ we can have one more உங்களோட அவைலபிலிட்டி பார்த்துட்டு ஹயாத்தோட அவைலபிலிட்டி பார்த்துட்டு
நான் வந்து PDF வந்து பெங்களூர்ல பண்ணனேன் சார், மைசூர்ல பண்ணனேன்.
சரி,
அது எல்லாம் செலக்ட் ஆகி ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணும்போது கவர்மெண்ட் ஜாப் கிடைச்சது. அதனால அதை ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு வந்துட்டேன்.
இன்னும் எல்லா பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸும் இருக்காங்க சார், ஒரு 160 மெம்பர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க.
ஆமா, இன்னும் இருக்காங்க. அதனால
சோ நம்ம க்ளோஸ், நான் இப்ப எண்ட் பண்ணனா க்ளோஸ் ஆயிடும் சார்.
பண்ணுங்க, எண்ட் பண்ணிருங்க. No problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we will meet again, sir. ரொம்ப நன்றி சார். Thank you for your opportunity. Thank you, participants, for your nice patience and participation in this occasion. Definitely, we will meet once again in some future programs. Thank you for your nice participation. Thank you.
Thank you.